you can only find an owner $2.5 million. And it stated that $2.5 million to Donald Sterling is worth $20 to each one of us. Think about it. $20 to each one of us. So I understand what the NBA did. They did the best they can do as far as the fine is concerned. However, Donald Sterling received a lifetime ban from the NBA. And I truly believe that we have not heard the last of Mr. Donald Sterling. I don't think so. I believe there's more to come. This 80-year-old man is going to go down fighting. He's not going to give up that easily. He's not. As much as we will like him to give up that easily, he's not. And don't expect anything else but a fight from Donald Sterling. And tonight, what we're going to do, we're going to preempt some of the commercials tonight because we have a lot to get in. And I really want to get all these things in. As a matter of fact, right now on the television, they're showing you the Clippers arena where they are putting black, they are covering up the Budweiser sign. So it appears to that Budweiser also pulling out any advertising from the Los Angeles Clippers. And this is the only way you can send a message to Donald Sterling. But there was also another news conference today with the possibility of the players boycotting and not playing tonight in the NBA. So just listen to this, and we're gonna get to the point where you're gonna hear the Los Angeles mayor talking about this whole situation.
You were pleased.
I was. I mean, I was very pleased with the outcome. I think he, as far as the Constitution stands, he pushed it all the way to the limit. He gave him the maximum fine. Banned him for life. He can't be a part of the NBA.
And this is Jerry Stackhouse,
the Clippers organization, or any other organization for that matter. And he's going to push, the owners to really get him out of our game. And I think that's going to be a tougher road because he has ownership, and what that number is. I think they're going to have to sweeten the pot for him a little bit to go away. But I think ultimately he'll get him out of our game.
As we were talking, this is a man, Donald Sterling. He's worth something like $2 billion as it is. Bought the team, the Clippers, for how much?
$12 million.
$12 million, and now could turn around. It's worth some $500-600 million. Worst case from him, if the forced sale happens, this man walks away an even richer man. Correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And he's always been an owner that has benefited from the revenue sharing. Up until recently, the Clippers were never really a contending team. He never really put a lot of money into
until
the team.
this season.
Until this season. So, and I think that it's unfortunately for the players and for our league that we have to deal with this, but it's great that we can move forward and know that we don't have people that are that blatantly and have that type of views still in our game.
Hang with me here, Jerry Stackhouse. I understand Rachel Nichols now is standing by. She's got her earpiece in. She's got a microphone. There she is inside that room. And Rachel, I see you thumbs up. I mean, wow. It seemed to me, and we were just talking, Jerry Stackhouse and I listening to Adam Silver, he seemed, this was personal. The words he was using, hateful opinions, deeply offensive, harmful, condemning. This was major news today.
Absolutely. Look, this is his league. This is a league that he's dedicated his entire life to. He might be a new commissioner, but he's worked in this league for more than 2 decades. And this is a league that has gone out of its way to pride itself on diversity. They were hiring some of the first African-American general managers, having the first African-American majority owner. They have a great track record with women. Jason Collins, who is a gay basketball player, now active in the NBA.
Rachel, forgive me. I've got to pull away. We've got a lot of balls in the air right now. We're going to go straight now to Los Angeles. We'll come back to you in New York. This is the mayor of Los Angeles, Eric Garcetti, also standing next to him, one of the guys, Kevin Johnson, advisor to NBA Players Association. Let's listen.
And thank you all for coming here today, especially to my friends who are standing here alongside with me, and especially Kevin Johnson, my peer as a mayor. certainly not my peer as a basketball player, but a great man and leader for our players. I want to make clear that what we just heard today isn't just about basketball. This is about Los Angeles. The Clippers have on their jerseys this city's name, a name that stands for tolerance, openness, diversity, stands for civil rights, stands for breakthroughs, and most of all, stands for basketball excellence. We may be a two-team town, but today we are behind one team. And the players of the Los Angeles Clippers, who tonight we want to know that we love you, we are behind you, and that today we feel like justice has begun to be served. The statements that we heard that we now have confirmed are the exact opposite of what this town is about. And today we stand as Angelinos, as angels in this city, saying that we will not tolerate this from anybody, from any company, least of all one that bears this great city's name. So I want to personally thank Commissioner Silver for bringing down the hammer, for being as strong as he could be, for saying that none of us as Americans, and certainly not as Angelinos, will stand for the sort of racism that we heard articulated. This city is open for business, it is ready for greatness, and that is reflected behind me. I'll say a few more words in a moment, but I want to toss this over to my partner who has been a great advisor, I know, to the commissioner, to fellow players, and certainly to me as mayor. He is the mayor of Sacramento and a basketball legend. Please welcome Mayor Kevin Johnson.
I want to thank Mayor Garcetti for opening up City Hall to us today, and certainly for his remarks. This is an example for all of us that this is bigger than basketball. And there's a number of people behind me. I want to thank all the current players that are behind me. I want to thank all the former players that are behind me, and certainly the future players. We are trying to set an example for them. I want to thank city council members. We have our president of the city council here. We have civic leadership. We have civil rights organizations. We have business and labor. Everybody united today. So in terms of where we are, this is a defining moment in our history. Throughout history, sports has played a pivotal role in advancing civil rights. Tommy Smith, John Carlos at the 1968 Olympics. Great leaders like Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, Arthur Ashe, Jason Collins, and our very own Jackie Robinson. I believe that today stands as one of those great moments where sports once again transcends, where sports provides a place for fundamental change on how our country should think and act. This is also a statement about where we are as a country. It doesn't matter if you're a professional basketball player worth millions of dollars or a man or woman who works hard for their family. There will be zero tolerance for institutional racism, no matter how rich or powerful. Let me say how proud I am of the players of this league for standing up for themselves. The biggest stars to the everyday players. They were not afraid to articulate their outrage and what they felt about this situation. They came out strong, they came out powerful, and they did it in a very, very professional way. The players asked me to represent them. I was humbled and honored. And they said to me, Mayor, we want you to go to Commissioner Silver and tell him three things that are important for us. Number one, we need immediate action. Number two, we need the players' voice to be heard, our collective voice. We want a seat at the table, and we do not want to be passive participants. And thirdly, we want maximum allowable punishment under the bylaws and the Constitution. And what that equates to for us as players, there must be a change in ownership. The players spoke, they acted, and they were listened to. The Players Association is an organization that doesn't just represent one player, but it represents over 450 players in the NBA. It represents the Golden State Warriors. It represents the LA Clippers. It represents the LA Lakers. It represents 30 teams around this league, and this league of players are standing together in one voice. The NBA Constitution states this: the commissioner shall be charged with protecting the integrity of the game and preserving public confidence to our fans. Today, the players believe the commissioner has done his duty. On this day, Adam Silver is not only the owner's commissioner, he is also the players' commissioner. And we're proud to call him our commissioner. I want to also say this is a very stark reminder that we still have a lot of work to do. Yes, we have an African American president. Yes, justice happened in a swift manner and forceful. Yes, that occurred today. But these events remind all of us that hatred and bigotry are far from over. I hope that every bigot in this country sees what happened to Mr. Sterling and recognizes that if he can fall, so can you. At this point in time, I want to say on behalf of the players, we are so proud of our mayor of this great city of Los Angeles, the other mayors who came out today, and you're going to hear from 3 or 4 players that represent current players, our former players, and then we'll open it up to some questions after Mayor Garcetti closes us out. So at this time, I'd like to invite up the first vice president of the Players Association, Roger Mason.
And we are going to hear from Roger Mason when we come back. And that's it. That's Kevin Johnson, the mayor of Sacramento, former all-time point guard playing for Phoenix, the Phoenix Suns, out there in Phoenix. And now a diplomat. And he looks like a future president, doesn't he? And he sounds like a future president. But this is just some of the people that have came out and rallied around the NBA regarding Donald Sterling. You see, this situation is bigger than Donald Sterling. This is way bigger than Donald Sterling. And as we continue, you're going to hear Magic Johnson. You're going to hear comments from LeBron James. You're going to hear comments from Charles Barkley. You're going to hear a lot. But the important thing that we should get out of this, and what we in this community should get out of this, it's better for us to have discussions and put things on the table and talk about it and try to find solutions. I mean, coming up on May the 14th, the Community Coalition on Race is having a conversation on race. Most individuals, groups, and even institutions explicitly renounce racist, homophobic, sexist, ageist beliefs. But implicit biases operate at an unconscious level and are influenced by our cultural environments. How do we recognize implicit bias? How do our implicit biases influence our relationship in the community? How can we resolve to become more aware of how we make decisions, and if and when implicit bias may be at work in that process? You are invited to be part of a diverse group of community members, business people, and community leaders, and to participate in our Conversation on Race Forum. This event is free and open to the entire community. And really, I can guarantee you that many people wouldn't show up. You know why many people wouldn't show up? Because just as Donald Sterling, many people want to keep their opinions privately. They don't want to express them publicly.